And welcome to Iron Mag Labs presents MSTV. I am your host, Joe Pietaro, and we are going to switch things up a little bit in the month of August. You're going to really like what you see, guys, because we're going to be bringing on some hot ladies, of course. We're going to be bringing on some different hosts. That's right. We're going to have different people coming on this, including some of you guys out there that sent us your short clips. We want to give back to the guys that have been giving so much to us here at Muscle Sport TV and Muscle Sport Magazine. We are going to have a little teaser. I like to call it No Huddle Offense. Myself and Dave Goyes, Comerica Muscle, our NFL Coast to Coast show will be kicking off in this same month of August. But we're going to give you a little teaser in this first episode of MSTV for the month. And we are also going to be bringing you a little something else from Most Muscular Mag. Gregory James, who was on this program last month. We're going to be doing a lot of good shit together, and you're going to see some of the stuff that he's going to bring to the table with his publication in a little short behind-the-scenes video of one of his photo shoots that he's had for his magazine. And, of course, IronMagLabs.com. Make sure you make your mark at Iron Mag Labs and Muscle Sport. Mag.com/subscribe. $32 a year with free shipping in the United States. We'll be right back after this quick break.
This is Robert Frank, 615, and you're watching Muscle Sport TV, the most jacked and tan show on the fucking internet.
And welcome back to Muscle Sport TV. We are being joined right now via the invention known as Skype by, I have to say your screen name first, Beast Buns, Jacquelyn Hickerson. What's going on, Jacquelyn?
Nothing much. Had a pretty easy day today.
Why? You're not going to the gym?
Oh, no, I've already gone.
Okay. Now, guys, Beast Buns has been in our magazine as reader of the issue before, one of our readers of the issue. She's also going to be doing some stuff right here on Muscle Sport TV in her own video series. But I got to ask you, now it's obvious why you're called Beast Buns, but who made up that name? Was it yourself or somebody else christened that name to you?
I was christened with that name. Normally my hair's always in a bun, and then also I have the other set of buns.
Wow, that's the one that I'm thinking about.
It was fitting that, my name would be Beast Buns, because I had all the buns.
Buns, okay, so you have this, actually, it's a pluralized buns because it's not just the two cheeks, it's the hair part as well. All right, well, you got beautiful hair as well, but
thank you.
But the ass definitely is paramount in my opinion. So, but you have an amazing physique, Jacquelyn. You obviously you have had a lot of professional photography done. Some of the shots that you post, I love reposting your Instagram posts because you look fantastic in them. And so how long have you been doing like the fitness modeling thing?
Not very long. I had no idea what lifting. I didn't even know a dumbbell was a dumbbell back in 2014. I broke my elbow, fell down a flight of stairs actually. Went into a depression post-surgery, didn't have a very good quality of life as far as, being health conscious. Mm-hmm. But then I decided one day, I'm getting older, and if I don't go to the gym and start making healthy habits now, I probably won't make them. So I started going to the gym. I went to an all-women's gym at one point because I just didn't know how to do anything but cardio and classes. So I did have a friend of mine started teaching me how to lift weights, how to use the different machines. So in October, I believe, of 2015, I actually hired my first coach to prep me for a show and just trained intensely for about 6 months and did my first show in March of 2015.
And which show was that? What was the?
That would be the Phil Heath Classic here in Houston.
Okay. And how did you do in that show?
I won.
Why are you hesitating? That should be like boom. If I was almost expecting you to say something like, "Well, I didn't do as good" and stuff. Come on, be proud of that shit.
My coach ended up dropping me. My coach dropped me about 11 days out, and I was devastated because I put so much time and effort and money and hard work into it, and to just be dropped and told like, "Oh, you're not good enough. You're not going to be ready for the stage." So I felt like shit. But I did the show anyway. So.
Well, fuck him, man. What a fucking bad call. Holy shit. He drops you and then his ex-client fucking takes first place. That's awesome. So now you're in women's physique, I'm assuming, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Now, since it's NPC level, there still is a little bit of women's bodybuilding left. I mean, at the pro level, it's like almost non-existent. Unfortunately, I'm a huge fan of that division. I've always been a big fan of it. Any part of you ever thinks, do you want to go into bodybuilding, or you're just figuring it's not worth it because if you turn pro, then what are you going to do with it?
It's both, because I know that I just put on size so easy. It's just, I'm either going to gain a ton of fat or a ton of muscle, just whichever way I allow myself to eat and train. So I've definitely thought about doing women's bodybuilding, especially since... most of the time when I'm watching posing, I'm going back to the old school, the classic women's bodybuilding. I was just watching Michelle Ralabit from 1994 Nationals when she, I believe she won, and just that's the aesthetic appeal that I want. So, but it is very disheartening that at a pro level, the competition's just not there anymore.
I mean, single digit shows a year that IFBB has women's bodybuilding on the docket, and obviously women's physique is kind of if you can say it already, it's basically displaced women's bodybuilding and it's replaced it. But as far as the body size goes, I mean, you have great size, but as far as being masculine, not even a hint of that. I mean, you are all woman. And a beautiful feminine physique with mass on it. How do you pull that off? Because many girls can't do that.
Other than genetics, I have no idea. My training partners have always predominantly been men. Whether or not they are advanced in their training knowledge or not, I try to push myself as much as possible, which can be a problem. As fast as I gain. Yeah. Because if I keep pushing myself and I don't, start including burnouts and drop sets, I'm afraid that I would probably, displace myself out of the women's physique category from having too much mass.
Yeah. No, I mean, you have great symmetry. I mean, you have an awesome lower body, but that doesn't take away from your upper body. I mean, you have great delts and your arms look great, and you just, you have a great core, but definitely your lower body stands out to me. Not just your butt. I'm not going to just, I'm talking about everything. I mean, your hams, your quads, your calves. I mean, you have it really proportioned very well. So, do you concentrate on lower body, or is that something that just comes natural to you that you almost have to lay off of it in a way to stay with symmetrical body?
When I first started, I had no idea what I was doing, like most of us.
All of us, yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, in 2015, I didn't even work hamstrings, which is why they were so lacking, because I did not know how to work them other than doing lying curls, and that was probably the one thing that I did. I don't do a lot of squats. I've always been very quad heavy, so this prep, and last year was a really off year for me. I should have really concentrated on bringing up my weak areas, but, life happens, and I was just going through some things. So I definitely wasn't in the gym as much as I needed to be, but turns out maybe all the time off was good for my body, so... but I have started really working on, trying to bring up my areas like my hamstrings, and then training my quads differently so they don't overpower everything else.
I can't believe you don't do squats.
I I do them as little as possible.
Oh, join the club. I fucking gave up on those things fucking about a year and a half ago.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I don't compete, so I don't give a shit. So I mean, but as a competitor and a woman, and you, I mean, I'm not trying to sound pervy. You have a great ass, and that is a squat ass. That's like, yeah, she squats would be perfect on a meme with your picture. Because I mean, and I mean that in all sincerity. I mean, you have a great lower body, and obviously your glutes are just perfect. And that you don't squat is definitely genetics but whatever you're doing with your other exercises is you're maintaining and keeping that a strong body part.
Right. I think too, overdevelopment due to training horses, because I think I started riding horses competitively when I was about 6. So that's probably helped.
Cool.
And then gymnastics. So.
And so what do you do for your quads if you're not, obviously presses and things like that, but anything more like glute specific that you do?
Not really. I feel a lot of glute activation whenever I do hack squat.
Oh, okay. Yeah, definitely.
There's a good plate loaded machine over at one of the gyms here called Iron City. So I'll try to have as many leg days there as I can.
So what does your typical workout week look like? How many days do you hit the gym?
All of them.
Not even a Sunday off?
No, not really, because I think it's more of a mental thing. I feel like if I don't go, then why did I not go? And now I'm behind or I'm wasted. So even if I just go in for, 30 minutes and just hit just arms or maybe just get a good delt pump or something like that, then I feel like I've done my job. So
that's a great philosophy. I mean, I gotta hands down give you credit with that. I mean, I can't believe that you've only been training 3 years or less than. I mean, we're only halfway through this year. I mean, not just past the halfway point. July just passed, but wow, that's amazing that you've only been doing this for that long. And you said you said gymnastics, you did some sports and things like that before that. But what is your plans future look like as far as competitions go?
So I'll have to requalify if I want to do anything on a larger scale. Yeah. So probably looking at requalifying sometime soon, or at least attempting to, and then roll into another national level show.
To me, you have amazing. Yeah, you have an amazing physique. I have no doubt in my mind. Once you get yourself on a stage and then go national, you're gonna walk out of there with a pro card wherever it may be, whichever show that happens to be. But as far as what you're gonna be doing for us, I cannot wait for you to get going on Muscle Sport TV. Can you just give the viewers just a little hint of what to expect from what they're gonna see on your show?
I would say all the things and all the crazy.
You have a great attitude. I mean, that's why I said to you, we got to get you on, and I want to do work with you because you're fun. You're not one of these like, oh, I got to, just sit there and just think and sleep and breathe, training. I mean, you look like you're having fun in the gym. I mean, your posts are great. I mean, they're a fucking pisser, straight out. I mean, so that's what I want to bring from the Instagram screen to the Muscle Sport TV screen is Jacquelyn Hickerson having fun doing stuff that we all hate to do, and we got to do it. But you enjoy it. You gotta
have fun with it.
You gotta, or else you go nuts with it.
If you don't have fun with it, it's just gonna suck the whole way through. So you might as well just laugh at it and fucking do it anyway.
Exactly. But you definitely have an amazing physique. You're a beautiful person. You're a gorgeous lady, and I'm glad to have you on board. I appreciate you joining us today for this.
Yes,
I guess this will be almost like a little preview of what they're going to see moving forward on the channel. But besides Instagram at Beast Buns, what other social media or websites do you want to plug?
Honestly, the only thing I really do is Instagram. I'd like to start a YouTube channel. Also have my own website going, but until I've got the time and the effort and the disposable individuals to use for cameramen and whatnot, then new bootyographers, then, it's just going to have to be on hold. So
that's what it is. That's what we want for Muscle Sport TV, a bootyographer filming your shit. Because
that's what I was thinking.
Guaranteed big hits on that. And then that might spurn you into doing your own thing. You might say, hey, this is great. I can do this for myself now. And then you're going to just leave us in the dust. Like yesterday's fucking news, man.
I'm just gonna piggyback on what y'all post. So.
Okay, that's fine with me too. As long as we have it, that's great. Jacquelyn, thank you so much for joining us today on Muscle Sport TV, and we will be right back after this quick break.
So, are you looking for open and honest talk about female bodybuilding, female muscle, competing, and more? Well, here it is. Make sure to watch me, Crystal Wildfire Anthony, on Spreading Like Wildfire on Muscle Sport TV. Not only will I give you my uncensored opinions, but I'll also show you some sexy muscle. Want to see more? Just come watch me on MuscleGirlsLive.com and follow me on Instagram at Crystal Wildfire Anthony. You want to be careful, though, not to get burned. It's hot, and it's going to be spreading like wildfire. Make sure you guys sign up. Watch us at Muscle Sport Mag, Muscle Sport TV, and come say hello.
This is Dr. Tony Huge of EnhancedAthlete.com, and you're watching Muscle Sport TV.
And welcome back to MSTV. Right now, we're going to give you a quick little glimpse into what to expect with NFL Coast to Coast, co-hosted by myself and, of course, Comerica Muscle, Dave Goyes, columnist for MSM and Superhero Strong host. Dave, what's up, brother?
What's going on, Joe? How's New York treating you?
New York is beautiful in the summer, and it sucks in the winter. But it's summer, so I'm enjoying it. And we are in the month of August, so that means in just a very short period of time, kicking off on Wednesday, August 16th, will be our little football show, bro.
Excited.
Every Wednesday, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 12 noon Pacific Time, your time, NFL Coast to Coast. I'm in New York, Dave's in California, hence the name. And we are going to be doing that show starting on August 16th. But right now, we're going to just do something. We're going to call it the No Huddle Offense, if you will, Dave. Talk a little quick thing. I'm going to bounce around a few different camps where there is quarterback battles going on.
Sounds good.
Okay, let's start off with the Houston Texans. Now, last year, Tom Savage started a few games because Brock Osweiler was a bust. And they got rid of Brock. And right now, you got Deshaun Watson, who they drafted high, and Brandon Weeden, who's just been kind of a journeyman backup since he was drafted by the Browns. So right now, it's really between Savage and Watson with the Texans. This is a very a team that's really good on defense and lacks a lot of firepower on offense. They have some weapons, but they need to get the ball to these guys.
Exactly.
Right? Savage is kind of, I don't know what you, there's really, the ceiling for Savage is not very high. Watson, on the other hand, he's come through in the clutch at the NCAA level. What do you think about going into camp, Savage and Watson for the Houston Texans?
I think Tom Savage is going to end up starting, but the way everything is looking, Deshaun Watson is on top of his game. He's in there. He's very mature and he's dedicated. What his problem is right now is he's learning that NFL offense, which is completely different than college football. He was in Clemson. He took out Alabama in the championship game, so he's good under pressure.
Yeah,
and the team is rallying actually behind him, so they get along with him. He doesn't have that rookie attitude where I'm better, especially since they traded so far up for him.
Yeah.
He's very humble, which is great. Savage, he's been there for a while, since 2014. He's trying to get that repertoire with DeAndre Hopkins, but like you said, how's that Hopkins and Savage chemistry going to be? Because that's what they're trying to build on right now, is that chemistry.
Yeah, and Hopkins is a stud going long. I mean, this is a guy, he's not very big, so he's more like a slot receiver, but he can play outside and just take it to the house at all times. So I also agree. I think it's much easier when you have a hot shot rookie to go to him after you don't put him in right away. You don't throw him to the Wolves. You give him a little time to watch and learn a little bit. But Savage is not that wily veteran guy, and Houston has playoff aspirations, so they're not going to really have a lot of time before they give Savage the hook if he does start at the beginning in week 1.
Yeah. I think they're going to give him the go just for the fact that they gave him the last 3 games when they bench Osweiler.
Yeah.
So, but the chemistry with him and Hopkins, he threw 30% of his passes was DeAndre. Yeah. I mean, granted, most of it I'm sure was garbage time points, but 30% already automatically went to him. So I think they're leaning towards Savage, but I wouldn't be surprised within game 4 you don't see Deshaun Watson starting that.
It would be interesting to see if they go 3-1, but Savage's numbers aren't up there. And
exactly.
They think that they could, they have some games coming up that Watson will be better. But we'll see what happens. Let's go next to Chicago Bears. Now, this is very interesting, Dave. They signed Mike Glennon to a big free agent contract, even though he doesn't have a big body of work to go by with Tampa. I know a lot of people are high on him. He's making decent money. Only the first year is really guaranteed a lot, so they could really get rid of him after this year. But then they trade up from 3-2 to pick Mitchell Trubisky, who a lot of people thought was the best quarterback in this draft, and obviously the Bears did because he got picked where he did. And then after that, they got Conor Shaw and Mark Sanchez. We won't even waste any time speaking about those guys. But Glennon, I was speaking to you off air. This reminded a lot of people in the media of the Flynn and Russell Wilson type of situation with the Seahawks a few years ago. So this is another. Obviously, the Bears have this is a rebuilding team. I think to me, it was very kind of suspect why they even signed Glennon, especially if they were going to go quarterback in the draft. There was other guys they could have picked if they didn't make the trade, if they did lose Trubisky. To me, I don't know. I think you have to kind of use Glennon for a little bit just to justify the money that he's getting paid, right?
Yeah, no, I totally agree because it's absolutely atypical of a team not to use a quarterback taken in the top 10 in the draft. There was only 3 teams out of, I think, 26 that picked a quarterback in the top 10 that didn't use them to start. And I think it was Palmer, Rivers, and Locklear.
Uh-huh.
So if you're rebuilding a team, give them the team. That's how I feel about it.
I always felt that. Yeah, I always felt that you give the guy the ball, a la Troy Aikman, 1-15, very tough start with Dallas in '89, and then also in with Indianapolis with Peyton Manning. I believe they were 5 wins their first year with him starting, and obviously we know how both of those guys turned out, Hall of Fame careers. I think they should go with Trubisky, but I think Glennon's going to start, and then you can always bring Trubisky in early, especially because this is a team that's not looking to do anything as far as playoffs. But the aforementioned Brock Osweiler with Cleveland, this to me is everybody thought they were going to just get him because they were taking on bad contract to get draft picks. It's almost reminded me of an NBA trade, kind of, if you will, with this trade. But it looks like they've had second thoughts where a lot of people thought they were going to get rid of this guy right away, but Cody Kessler, I know that he started a few games last year, Kevin Hogan, and then they picked Deshaun Kaiser. He's kind of looking like the quarterback of the future, if you will, even though the Browns are always looking for a quarterback of the future. I think they go Osweiler here just because he's being paid so much money from that ridiculous contract Houston gave him.
I agree. It would be stupid to have him sitting behind somebody making all that money. Why bother putting him up there?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think they go Osweiler. Kessler gets some reps, and then by the end of the year, I think Kaiser is going to be looking at a few starts. Denver. I'm not a Trevor Siemian fan. I thought he had a good start, and then all of a sudden the wheels came off, and a lot of people pointed to the shoulder injury as when his troubles started, and that's kind of hard to argue with. But they did draft Paxton Lynch last year. He got a couple of starts while Siemian was out, and kind of mixed signals with him. But this is a middle of the season rookie, couple of starts. You can't really go by that as a body of work. I think they should just go straight to Lynch. What do you think in Denver?
I like Lynch. I mean, Lynch has already been tested, so you already know what he's got.
Yeah.
So why not? I mean, they have a great defense, so he's good at sitting in the pocket. Let him throw the vertical passes and go with it.
Yeah, that's another team where, like Houston, defense first. Denver, it's ridiculous defense. I mean, even when they won the Super Bowl, Peyton did not have a good season. They did not have a good Super Bowl either.
No, that was definitely defense.
That was all defense. Von Miller, obviously, he's just on another level. But Siemian, to me, he's a guy that was picked really late in the draft. Nobody even knew who this guy was. I mean, if you remember correctly, a year ago, we all thought Mark Sanchez was going to get some starts before Lynch warmed up in the bullpen.
Unbelievable.
When Denver picked him up.
You mentioned Sanchez about being in Chicago. He's only signed for like 1 year deal for like $1 million. I believe it's guaranteed money. And he's still above Trubisky in the pecking order.
That's amazing. But I think by the time the preseason's over, you'll see Sanchez may be gone. They may just keep Shore as their number 3. I think Trubisky will be the number 2. And I'm going to segue into the Jets because of Sanchez. And I think putting a guy as the third quarterback when you're trying to groom this guy to win the job eventually, which to me, Hackenberg last year only had 1 week, week 17, where he practiced the Jets playbook. Other than that, he was the scout team quarterback running the other team's plays. He's not even learning his own plays. Big mistake. Todd Bowles is clueless. I cannot stand Todd Bowles. I think he's been a mistake since day one. He was like their third choice, and they did not have an opportunity to get the other guys. And they ended up settling for what they did not really want originally with a guy like Bowles. He has no idea what he's doing with the offense. Hackenberg is so far behind because he did not practice with the second team, and I think that's why Chicago should make Trubisky the second quarterback so he learns the playbook. Now you got Hackenberg coming into New York this year. Everybody wants him to win the job. They're all saying the Jets are tanking. I don't think that football teams, Bowles isn't going to tank because he's going to get fired. And even McCagnon's going to they're both probably going to be gone if this team wins 1 game this year, which they're lucky if they even win that. I mean, they have nothing. They signed a guy named Lucky off Dallas, cut him. He's unlucky. He goes to the Jets. Yeah. Lucky Whitehead, who's a good return guy, actually. I'm making light of the situation, but he's actually a very talented player that they're lucky to have, no pun intended. But the Jets outbid themselves for Josh McCown, 38 years of age, give him $6 million. And I don't even think he should even be there. I like Petty. I think Petty's a decent backup. I know why they wanted McCown, because they wanted a veteran guy there to teach those 2 young guys. But to me, Hackenberg needs to win this job because they're going to be picking at if not the top pick, they're going to be in the top 3 next year easily. And it's a quarterback-heavy draft in 18. Do you go with a quarterback when you have a guy like Hackenberg who you picked you moved up to pick this guy in the 2nd round? Why wouldn't you let this guy start from week 1 this year?
Yeah, no, I agree. Especially if you're drafting up so high and you're putting so much stock in them, and your ceiling is high, why not go with the person that can break the ceiling? He can't do anything bad. I mean, how bad can you get? You can only improve with those reps. Play him.
You got to play a guy like this. They gain nothing by starting a guy pushing 40 years of age. What are they going to get? So they're going to win 5 games instead of 2? I mean, it's probably going to screw them up even more draft position-wise. So the Jets, to me, I think Hackenberg should be the first guy, and McCown should be a good backup, and Petty, I wasn't impressed by what Petty was doing last year. I know it was a little spark off the bench after, Shits Patrick is what me and my friends call him. It was not very good last year, Fitzpatrick, obviously. And Petty came in, and the fans got excited, but he didn't look good at all. I mean, last team we're going to cover, because we're actually over the time we wanted to do. The football show we're going to be doing now is going to go by like that, because this is fucking really so easy to talk about. San Francisco 49ers, complete rebuild going on. I mean, this is a team just emptying the fucking roster, and they bring in Brian Hoyer, who looks like he's going to win the job. They have Hoyer, Matt Barkley, and their third-round pick, C.J. Beathard. What did the Niners gain by starting a guy like Hoyer?
I don't think Hoyer's a bad choice for the amount of money he gets. I think he's a really underrated quarterback. He's got a good game with him, and he can scramble. So if you're going to build a team, build around somebody that actually wants to be there. That's always my thing. If you have somebody that wants to be there, your whole team is going to rally around that person.
Yeah.
So I actually liked Hoyer. I didn't think Hoyer was a bad choice.
I don't think he's a bad choice, but to me, it's like almost the Jets with McCown. You got to go with, and they don't really have a young guy. Matt Barkley's bounced around. He's with the Eagles and stuff. I mean, maybe he's a little bit of a hometown guy over there, but I think that this is a team also looking towards next season with the quarterback heavy draft. Similar to the Jets. So, I guess Hoyer kind of just, plays the string out for a year, since they really don't have a quarterback of the future. I think by the end of the year, at least middle of the year, I think CJ is going to be looking at some reps over there, because that's another team that's going to be way under 500 like the Jets. But quarterback battles in August, you never know what's going to happen. It's so hard to tell. Preseason games are really hard to judge, because depending on what the other team's throwing at you, their starters could be in there for a couple of series. So how do you really judge a quarterback, especially if you're bringing them in the second half against guys that aren't even going to be in the league? So it's hard to tell, but I think we kind of see eye to eye with most of these things about who's going to start. It should be interesting, and I guess by the time our show starts, August 16th, some of these questions might be answered, Dave.
Correct. And I'm going with Savage as starting, and then Watson taking his job within the fourth game. That's my prediction.
I agree. I think they should. I think a guy like Savage is probably a safer pick. Watson, you don't want to get this guy shelled, because if they start out like with a 2-2 record or 1-3 record, and Watson has a tough time, now you really hurt him by if you put Savage in. I think it's easier to bring the younger guy in when there's a team expecting to do well, kind of like the Texans and the Broncos go. The other teams we mentioned, those other clubs, those are teams that are not playoff-bound teams. But that is going to do it for this edition, short-stripped as it is, the no-huddle offense of NFL Coast to Coast, bro.
That was quick, man. I enjoyed that. That was really fast and educational, and holy shit, I can't believe the time is already up.
Yeah, time is more than up, unfortunately. Guys, make sure you check out myself and Dave every Wednesday, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 12 o'clock Pacific, Instagram Live, and also on YouTube. We'll have them archived, and we'll be doing the live show, so we'll be getting guys from all over the place throwing their questions at us, and we'll have a question and answer session, I'm sure, during that hour, and we'll have a lot of fun with this program.
Exactly. Good thing about MSM is we're very, very interactive with people.
Yes, we love people interaction. That is the greatest part of it, but that is going to do it for this portion of MSTV. Myself and Dave, we will be back right after this quick break. And make sure Wednesdays, NFL Coast to Coast. There's a good reason why Hot Stuff has been around for over a quarter century. Yes, that same company you know and love from way back when is better than ever and never went away. Check out their huge can. Banana flavor is my personal favorite. That was the original flavor, and this stuff not only tastes good, it mixes well. Back then you had mud lumps and sandy tasting, just disgusting fitness and bodybuilding drinks, but Hot Stuff was one of a kind and still is. Promotes quick gains and lean muscle mass, blast strength levels up from 15 to 25%, melt away intermuscle body fat, dramatically reduce post-workout muscle soreness, and you provide a long-lasting muscle pump. Go to hotstuffnutritionals.com. This is a great product. I've been using this stuff as long as I can remember, and I've been a big fan of it since day one. And if you guys have never taken Hot Stuff, then you do not know what you're missing. Go to hotstuffnutritionals.com right now and order your can.
What's going on, everybody? That's right, it's your boy, the 7 foot, 330 pound, former WWE superstar, former TNA champion, the Blueprint, Matt Morgan, former American Gladiator, the Beast. And I'm pretty positive that covers all my gimmick and pseudo names. But nonetheless, guys, you're tuning in right now to Muscle Sport TV, the realest of the real. No filler, no fluff, no cookie cutter crap. No, has to have a happy ending in order for us to produce this show. None of that mess. Instead, what you're about to tune into is shows that are going to make a lot of athletes nervous out there, a lot of athletes butthurt out there, and a lot of athletes really pissed off. But guess what? I don't give a shit. It's about to be a bumpy ride. I suggest you buckle up.
No one does viewer interaction like Muscle Sport TV. Wow, we got not one, not two, but 3 fucking shows every week, hour long on Instagram Live and some other media outlets as well. Mondays, Muscle Sport Radio, Instagram Live, and Blog Talk Radio. You get that on Mondays, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. You can check out the archives on iTunes or YouTube if you happen to miss the show, but you can obviously do the DMs and get on board with us live or even call in live to the studio. Then on Wednesday, Dave Goyes and myself, NFL Coast to Coast, again at 3 o'clock. Every Wednesday, 3 o'clock, Instagram Live, and of course archived on YouTube. We're going to be covering the NFL, obviously. He in LA, me in New York, hence the Coast to Coast Monica. And then on Thursday, Ask Me Anything MSM style, 3 p.m. Once again, we like that hour. Right in the middle of the work day. We want to make sure you guys get a chance to get the fuck away from work for a little bit and have a few laughs. Check us out on AMA on Thursdays, Instagram Live, and of course archived on our MSTV YouTube channel. 3 times a week, 3 hours every week, live programming right here on MSTV.
Hi everybody, this is Lee Carter 315 and you're watching Muscle Sport TV.
Hello everyone. Watch MSTV. It's a great show. This is Steinar from Norway. 33 years old. Guilty84 on Instagram. You have a nice day. Just like me.
Kenny 2990 and you're watching Muscle Sport TV.
Hey Robert, it's Jay Cutler, 4-time Mr. Olympia here. I want to send a big thank you to yourself and your company, Pumped Up Fitness Nutrition, for the support of Cutler Nutrition.
What's up, everyone? This is Rich Piano. I just want to let you guys know you can get all my supplements at Pumped Up Fitness Nutrition.
At Pumped Up Fitness Nutrition.
Pumped Up Fitness Nutrition. I will see you there.
God damn it.
Pumped Up Fitness Nutrition. The Hulk will be you.
Store's freaking awesome, man. Pumped Up Fitness and Nutrition.
God damn it.
Come here, get all your 5% needs. You know, Everything's fully in stock at all times here. It's 100% in stock. This store is fucking awesome.
I look forward to seeing you guys soon.
Where else?
Here we are at the MI40 gym shooting with Gregory James for Most Muscular Magazine.
And that's going to do it for us on this episode of Iron Mag Labs Presents MSTV. Thank you so much to all our guests for joining us and all of you for joining us, of course. If you want to be seen on the next episode, all you got to do is send us that short clip. Remember, hold the phone this way. Don't hold it this way. Long screen. So it shoots full screen. We can get it on the screen and it looks nice. We want to be able to see you guys. We don't want to see those black lines on the side. We want to see you, especially the ladies. Hey, just all you got to do is send those short clips. Just say your name, say your Instagram name so we can get some more followers, and say, and you're watching Muscle Sport TV. That's it. Email it to me at joe@musclesportmag.com, and I will put it up there, just like I do the readers of the issue. I want to have viewers of the episode. That's the name of the game. Make sure you send those clips in to us, and we will see you guys next time. Until then, visit ironmaglabs.com and musclesportmag.com. Have a good week, folks.